Does this life have meaning? Why are we placed on this earth? These are the questions that we probably ask ourselves from time to time. The world we live in now is completely different from that of our ancestors. And this plays a crucial role in making people question their existence. Our ancestors during the Paleolithic period, which is roughly around 2.5 million years ago to 10,000 BC, lived a hunter and gatherer lifestyle. Their main way of finding food was foraging, hunting animals with basic stone tools and stone axes, and also fishing. Although our ancestors do have other forms of pastimes such as cave painting, rituals, and competing for resources with neighbouring communities, their main objective was to not get killed by nature. This then did not leave them with much time to ponder on the nature of their existence, but to survive the cruel landscape. Their meaning of life was to hunt, survive and reproduce, and that is all there is to their lives. Just like every living creature, survival occupied the majority of their mental space. In the modern time, things have changed drastically. We no longer live a hunter and gatherer life. We have tamed nature to such an extent that is beyond the imagination of our ancestors. Now that nature is bent to our wills, we then direct our attention away from surviving the cruel landscape onto something much more profound. Of course, there are intrinsic motivations behind our actions. For example, we may do things for financial gain, status, or altruism. That is to say, there is some hidden force behind our actions. Although those things provide us with joy, and to a certain degree, a meaning to our actions, we seem to be craving something much more. Something that is more than just temporary feelings that we will forget in the near future. Our ability to reason at a high level seems to be advantageous for our ancestors, and also for us, as it is what distinguishes humans from other life forms on Earth. But it could hinder us in ways that are unexpected. For instance, due to this ability to reason, we are capable of the desire to find the true meaning behind our existence. We seek such meaning because our mind has become numb from the routine that we go through daily, the daily toil and suffering that we all go through. So our mind seeks explanation of a more profound reason to the absurdity of it all, beyond just the tangible rewards we receive for our work. Like Nietzsche said, to live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Many before and after Nietzsche were searching for the answer of the meaninglessness of our life. As a result, many schools of thought were born, and each tries to find the answer to the absurdity of our life, with each of their own perspectives. And one of the popular views is that of the nihilist. The nihilists have come to the conclusion that life has no inherent meaning. There is no meaning to our existence, and there is no special reason to why we are here on this planet. It argues that life is ultimately meaningless and devoid of any objective moral or metaphysical truths. Nihilism questions traditional beliefs, moral systems, and societal structures, arguing that they are human inventions without any inherent significance. According to nihilism, there is no ultimate goal or objective truth to strive for, leading to a sense of existential emptiness. While nihilism can lead to feelings of despair and cynicism, some proponents argue that it provides an opportunity for individuals to create their own subjective meaning and live authentically without being constrained by societal norms or expectations. Nihilism challenges individuals to confront the absence of inherent meaning and decide how they will navigate through life in the face of existential uncertainty. All in all, there is no purpose or significance to our lives. Another popular philosophy that tries to give meaning to the absurdity of life is absurdism. Absurdism, which shares a lot of the similarities with the nihilist. Absurdism deals with the idea that a man who seeks to find meaning or rational reasoning behind his existence will ultimately fail. Such things do not exist, at least to humans. Although Albert Camus coined the term of absurdism, the idea of absurdism was born centuries before Albert Camus. The idea of absurdism was heavily explored by a Danish philosopher, Søren Kierkegaard, in the 19th century. Kierkegaard's philosophy explores the human condition, emphasizing the absurdity and inherent struggle of existence through his various works such as Fear and Trembling and The Sickness unto Death, where he explored the idea of the absurdity in our existence. In Fear and Trembling, which was published under the pseudonym of Johannes de Silentio, the book explores the idea of how one could achieve true faith in God through the willingness to accept the absurd, meaning that although alternative options may seem easier and make more logical sense, one must still actively embrace the absurd. Here, Kierkegaard uses the story of Abraham and Isaac from the Bible to demonstrate the absurdity of our lives. In the story, God told Abraham to sacrifice his beloved son Isaac, just only to intervene at the last second. Here, Abraham chose to accept the will of God, even if other options were available to him. From a rational or ethical standpoint, this act is absurd because it goes against conventional morality and human understanding of right and wrong. It challenges the idea of a universal ethical system and highlights the tension between faith and ethical duties. Kierkegaard attempted to show how humans could find true meaning, happiness and greatness in life through the acceptance of absurdity, even if it goes against the conventional beliefs. This all ties to the inherent meaninglessness of the universe. What we do does not matter in the grand scheme of things. We are just a speck of stardust in a moment that is insignificant in regard to the universe as a whole. To put things into perspective, the universe is 13.8 billion years old, and modern humans first appeared around 300,000 years ago. In this context, we only have been around for 0.002% of the universe's entire existence. Yet, we do things that we despise just to survive. We go to jobs that we do not enjoy just because it is expected of us. We wish that the day would end once we arrived at our workplace, only to sit around and do nothing after the day is over, and only to repeat the same things again until the age of retirement, or until we cease to exist. Were we really brought onto this planet just to go through the same cycle of suffering until we are dead? Is there truly a meaning to what we do? Will the work we toil and stress over for days or weeks matter in 10 years' time? 20 years? The lack of meaning and the inherent absurdity of life fuels much of our anxiety. Do we exist just for the sake of existence itself? Or there is a grandiose purpose to why we are here, and the goal of life is to search for that elusive meaning? The irony in all this is that even with the infinite freedom to explore our life and not be tied down to a single purpose, we yearn for meaning in order to cope with the absurdity we call life.